They'll restart this time by with 13 laps to go. Ask.com asks, why is the South called Dixie? Get the answer now at Ask.com and enter the Ask.com NASCAR challenge at the official search engine of NASCAR. Well, here we go. 31 lead lap cars, 13 laps to go.
Now, Kyle Busch, he'll be all the way behind those 31 cars because within 20 laps of the end of the race, it's single file restart, lead lap cars only to the front. His only hope is a caution before we get the 10 to go, then he'd get the free pass.
Martin Truex stayed on the lead lap after his spin. Here we go, 13 to go. Matt Kenseth, Dale Jr., Jeff Burton, Kurt Busch, and Joey Logano.
And again, it's so tempting. You just have to make yourself not jump out of line right now. You've got to get going. You got to get things working out here before you make a move. You make the wrong move now, Larry, you're done.
Yes, sir. You'll not fight your way back now.
A lot of jostling back behind the front 8 cars.
Now, these guys back here, they can do that because they got to try to get up here and get in line.
Yeah, it's those top 6 to 8, 10 cars that they've got to be careful. They got to be on their P's and Q's. But just thinking about Matt Kenseth, he won the first 2 races of the season at Daytona in California, and it has been absolutely dismal for that 17 team since those 2 wins.
Well, so dismal that he ended up in the infield care center yesterday. So this would be a great turnaround, not a great turnover.
Up front, it's a 9-car breakaway, and look who's the caboose on that train. Carl Edwards, who hung out way at the back all day, is now hanging out with the lead draft. But they're going to get caught. Look at the run Stewart's got in that red number 14, and Ryan Newman with Jimmy Johnson. They've caught the lead draft.
Yeah,
it's a breakaway no more.
Jimmy's in big trouble here. He's got to get somebody to hook up with so he can get back up here to those leaders. But when you lose your momentum like he has right there, they just keep going around you left and right.
But remember what 2 cars have been able to do. We've been seeing it all day long. Look at Ryan Newman in the 39, Denny Hamlin in the 11. You can see they're 6 to 7 miles per hour faster than Matt Kenseth leading the race.
Well, you know who's been the best at doing that is the 11. I mean, he has been incredible. He's a great pusher.
5th.
Jump up
4th.
there. Somebody wants to jump up there. You watch.
3rd. Here they come to the lead from 10th a lap ago. Newman, Hamlin, rocket past Kenseth.
They're liable to drive away from the pack with what we have seen earlier in the race.
Yeah, and again, you can't not do that. You got to drive away from it. It's not going to work out good for you. Because once you get out there, you stall, and here comes the pack again.
Ryan Newman has 1 restrictor plate win, the Daytona 500.
And it wasn't long after that Daytona 500, Roger Penske asked him to re-sign an extension on his contract. He said, I'm going to wait and see how our performance is. He signed with Tony Stewart at Stewart-Haas Racing for this year.
Hamlin's going to have to pick him up another push. He's going to have to find somebody else to push to the front. Maybe he can get behind, who would that be in that? Wow, look at that. How did Carl get up there?
He was part of that 9-car breakaway at the front, Darrell. Boy, Hamlin is sinking like a rock.
Yeah, you just lose your momentum, and there's nothing you can do.
I mean, Tony Stewart tried to pick him up, but Stewart was so much quicker. He's gone around, and Hamlin, from the front of the pack, headed to the back.
Now, Darrell, all Ryan Newman can do right now is just stay hooked to that double yellow line on the bottom. That's all he can do.
Well, we haven't seen any speed out of that car today, so it makes me just wonder if the 17 and the 88, particularly, and we know the 31's fast, are they just sort of using him right now?
55 lead changes so far, and now that pack that was so spread out into 3 groups is all 1 draft again.
Boy, did you see Burton shoot out from behind Dale Jr. to pick up that outside line?
But nobody went with him, Darrell.
No,
but that outside line's coming. Look at David Reagan in that 6 car and Tony Stewart in the 14. There goes Burton right up in the front of him. You get a little bump down the back straightaway.
Here we go.
Oh, trouble hard in the wall, Robbie Gordon. And around goes Jimmy Johnson.
Denny Hamlin's involved, Martin Truex Jr., David Stremme. This is version 2 of the big one.
Well, desperate men were starting to do some desperate things out there as the laps wound down.
Like I said, Mike, this is when you lay it all on the line. If you got it, use it.
Both ends for Martin Truex. Robbie Gordon Oh, thank goodness he's moving around in that car, because look how the front stove in as he hit the inside wall really hard. Let's see how this happened.
Back in this pack back here that was jockeying for position. Everybody starts trying to figure out which line they want to go low, want to go high. Oh, Montoya.
Montoya got turned.
Yeah,
he
got turned and
looked like Montoya was
there.
wanting to move around, and when he did, he just got clipped.
There's Mayfield's car in flames, the 41.
Not a very good day for Hendrick Motorsports. That's 3 of the cars that have been knocked out.
Oh, Montoya just got shoved into Bobby Labonte, and just like a croquet ball being sent, Robbie Gordon got shot into the inside wall.
Boy, Jeremy Mayfield going there in a 41 car, he's got a lot of fire coming out of that automobile. Boy, that's a hard lick. That is hard right there. Oh, my.
But you know the great thing? They've installed the safer barrier back there on that inside wall.
Yeah, look at that. Is that Sam Hornish that went up and hit the outside wall?
Yep, and kept going. Let's do some ride-alongs here, starting with Michael Waltrip.
Heavy impact today, hard impact in all these, and the big one and then this one.
Of course, Jimmy Johnson had taken the points lead since his teammate Jeff Gordon, the 24, had problems earlier.
I want to tell you about Robbie Gordon's hit. If he hits another 100 feet down track, he hits the concrete instead of the safer barrier.
Let's see what happened here. Montoya got hit by the 11.
Yep, there it is.
And that turned him a little bit to the left, and then or to the right, and then when he corrected, he got into Bobby Labonte, and it was on from there.
Boy, Hornish scooted through there for a while and then got turned. Let's look back from Jimmy Johnson's car. Looking back at Waltrip. Jimmy gets turned. Pretty hard impact there. And here's what Carl Edwards saw. You know, Darrell, the contact was Hamlin and Montoya, but that really started about 6 cars forward and just kind of, you know, accordioned back.
Well, what you do when you're sitting back there, you're watching up ahead of you, and you see a couple of lines trying to form. You got an inside line, an outside line, and you're starting to say, which one do I need to get in? And you start moving around on the racetrack, and you get hooked by somebody.
And we're being told the 48 car will not finish this race. He's going to go to the garage area. There's not enough laps left. They've got a broken upper control arm. So this pretty much will end their day. You can see it right there on the right front. We're also being told that Matt Kenseth had to come to pit road. He had a flat right rear tire.
Now, Kenseth had been the 2nd place car and dropped to 21st just before the caution came out.
Well, this car right here, the 11 car, basically caused that accident. It got into Montoya, or at least he was a part of that accident. Let me put it that way. And he was lucky because he went through the whole thing and didn't hit anything very hard.